Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I still don't have my intro and my outro. If you listen to my older podcasts, you will hear the intro and outro. It was pretty snazzy. Pretty snazzy. Anyone know what that's from? Pretty good. Curb Your Enthusiasm. If you haven't watched it, you should. Anyway, hello. Good morning. There's a lot going on. Come. Good girl. There's a lot going on in the world. And depending on your point of view, there's good and bad. I mean, there's good and bad no matter what your point of view is, because that covers all the things, right? Good, bad. So there's always something good and bad, according to somebody, going on, right? Excuse me. But there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world today. And depending... Come, Libby, come. So, of course, Iran. There are different points of view on the fact that we killed, I'm sorry, I'm not going to remember how to say his name. It's like Kameli, I don't know. I'm not going to lie. Don't know how to say his name, but basically the equivalent to the Pope, the leader of, I know he's not a Pope, but I'm saying he's like the leader of the regime, the one that is pro Hamas, and he is part of the Sharia. I know that there's the Sunni and the Shariki. See, I don't know. This is terrible. Don't go by me when it comes to this. But anyways, he was the head guy in charge of all of this terrorism going on. And again, I'm not claiming that I need to brush up on all of this. I've been getting bits and pieces from actual, resources like ChatGPT and people from Israel and people from Iran. And I've been trying to make sure that I'm getting all of the resources that I can about what's going on and people's thoughts. I'm not claiming, however, I do need to brush up on how to pronounce these names. Well, it's not that I don't know how to pronounce them. It's just that I know it's like Khem, Kameli. I don't know, but it's that I need to brush up on my education. I need to be educated on, I know who he was, as in he was like basically the equivalent, if you will, of a pope. He was the one calling all the shots and has been in cahoots. He's part of the regime that's been in cahoots with all of the bombings going on in Israel. And sorry, I'm crunching leaves. That's not very fun to listen to. And he has been terrorizing Israel, and he is shouting death to America. He is the reason that people are wanting Americans dead. He has killed Americans. He has killed Israelis. He has killed his own people. He has had his family, girls. And these poor women, have been allowed to be abused, and they are finally free. And I know that over half the country is incredibly happy. Just like in Venezuela, everybody was happy. And then you have now these liberals in America that are like, no, this is not okay. Now, look, I understand where people are coming from when it comes to just because we, as Americans, don't like how another country is being ran, and we don't like how their leader is running the country, it does not give America carte blanche to just go over and be like, I don't like how you're handling it. And America is going to call the shots on how everybody runs their country. I don't agree with that. But I don't think that that's what Trump and Israel we're doing. That is what liberals want you to believe. That is what Republicans also, there's two sides to every story, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. I don't think that Republicans and Trump handles everything correctly all the time. I'm not an idiot. I say it all the time. Humans are humans. Republicans are humans. Democrats are humans. Conservatives and liberals are humans. Black people, white people, Native American, fat, short, skinny, drug addict, atheist. We're all humans. Therefore, we all have sinned. We've all sinned. We are not perfect. I'm not under that impression. I fell in a hole. I'm not on the impression that anyone is perfect, but it drives me insane when people make it so like it's America doesn't have the right to go in and basically bully another country and tell them how to behave. You're right. However, that said, we absolutely do, and we absolutely have proven that we will come in and tell you to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down if you are going to constantly, incessantly poke the bear. And when you are constantly, incessantly, when you're a little, I love pugs, so I'm sorry to say this, but if you're a little pug, if you're a little Yorkie, and I'm not going to say Chihuahua because they're a little fucker. They'll like keep going. They won't back down. They put up a good fight. But if you're like a pug and a Yorkie and you're going to pick on a Malinois, and that Malinois is going to constantly be like, dude, stop. Brah, I told you to stop. Dude, please, knock it off. Like, I'm telling you, I want you to stop. And then you continue to poke the bear, knowing full well that that Malinois is bigger, knowing full well that that Malinois has a set of teeth and power that is absolutely going to annihilate you. And if you continue to poke and poke like they have with Israel, like Iran has with Israel for thousands of years. People think this goes back to 1967. That I am educated enough to know. It goes back literally thousands of years. Oh my God. I'm going up that hill again. And holy. Whew. Anyway. And so when you continuously are poking and they have given you water and they have given you power and they've allowed you access, and said, go ahead, come and use, oh gosh, hang on one second. Anyway, it goes back thousands of years, and Israel has been nothing but accommodating, and they still do nothing but poke the bear, poke the bear, poke the bear. And then when you threaten America and threaten America and threaten America, and you kill, everyone's like, oh, they struck on Ramadan. First of all, it's a month long. It's a whole month long. It wasn't on a day. It's a month long. Secondly, do you remember October 7th? Do you remember October 7th? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was also a very holy day for Israel. And no one batted an eye at all the terrorists that decided to decapitate babies using garden hose while they filmed it and posted it on social media. Did everybody forget about that? Did we forget that the Palestinians, that Hamas decided that it would be awesome on October 7th to go in and slaughter a bunch of innocent babies and women and men and videotape themselves doing so? And somehow, this is like the millionth time, by the way, that they have been terrorized, absolutely terrorized. And for whatever reason, American liberals, or Americans, not just liberals, American Republicans as well, stand up for Palestine, stand up for Iran. And then we have people standing up for a dictator that Trump decided, you know what? You dared me. You have been bringing the cartel into this country. You have been killing American citizens, murdering them, raping them, and bringing your fentanyl. You're starving your people. You're starving your people, and you're keeping the money from oil away from your own people. and you dared us. So guess what? We got you, motherfucker. And yet you sit there and again say, well, that's not right. That ain't right. What ain't right, in my opinion, is when, when presidents like Biden pretty much give BJs to world leaders. They don't do anything but give them money and BJs and support them and be like, go China. Don't stop giving me money, China. Because I think Biden was in bed with China. And then he's supplying the Ukraine with a gajillion dollars of, supporting his war. And yet he doesn't try to stop any wars. He doesn't try to make peace. At least Trump tried. At least Trump made the effort. And yet people are like, whoop, Trump didn't solve any peace treaties with Ukraine and Russia. Trump didn't solve any peace between Ukraine and Russia. Give the guy a break. He solved 8. He has negotiated 8 different peace treaties. No other human has done that. No other president has done that. He negotiated 8 different peace treaties. He tried. He really tried with Ukraine and Russia. At least he tried. Obama and Biden, who have they tried to resolve anything with? They're both giving BJs to whatever foreign leaders will give them money that they can launder. Apparently, allegedly. Can't say that for sure. In my opinion, they're giving BJs to, we know Obama's giving BJs to Epstein and getting BJs, getting and giving from Epstein and children, allegedly, supposedly, don't know for sure, allegedly, in my opinion. So I'm getting real tired of absolutely everything on planet Earth being screamed about and yelled about incessantly for 10 years. It's so exhausting. I wish people would just start helping. Because these protests, literally, I ask people this all the time. Tell me in the last 10 years, how you destroying everything, burning everything, vandalizing everything, stealing everything, screaming, quite literally screaming about everything, canceling everybody, firing everybody, censoring everybody. Tell me who that has helped. I want to know names of illegal aliens and transgender people that suddenly had better lives because you guys screamed in the middle of a park somewhere, in the middle of a Capitol building, and screamed and yelled like a temper tantrum, like a 2-year-old, and somehow we're condoning now. Didn't we used to say throwing fits is not how you get your way? We used to tell kids, don't throw temper tantrums. At least I did. You know what I did when my kid would throw a fit for real? I'd be like, okay, bye. And I'd for real walk away. Even if I was in public. Now, of course, I'm not going to leave my kid for someone to grab. I wouldn't take them out of my line of sight. But I wanted to prove to them that their temper tantrum isn't something that gets me. Anyway, I was told or taught my kids that temper tantrums are not how you get your way. And here we have grown adults thinking that burning down buildings that taxpayers have to pay for, that they don't give a shit about because, hey, they're not the ones footing the bill. They're not dealing with it. They're just getting gold stars and patted on the back for poor behavior. They're getting attention for poor behavior, but I still want to know the answer to who have they helped? What has all this burning, destroying, stealing, and what does stealing have to do with helping illegal immigrants or transgender rights? Tell me how stealing and looting and burning and rioting helps a transgender person, helps a black person, helps an illegal immigrant, helps women. It doesn't. You just want the right to be destructive. You want to have the power and the entitlement of behaving badly, having the power. You want the feeling of power. You want the feeling of being destructive. You want the attention. It's all about you. It has literally zero to do with anyone else's wants or beliefs or needs. Because if it did, numerous things would happen differently. If you truly, truly cared about women, if you truly cared about the transgender rights, if you truly cared about illegal aliens, if you truly cared about Venezuela or Iran or Palestine or dictators or whatever it is, whatever flavor you're on of the moment, then you would literally figure out ways to actually help, because you know that burning down buildings has zero to do with helping an illegal immigrant. In fact, you're making it worse, because now they have nowhere to live. No one can welcome them in. Taxpayers are now having to pay to fix all of the things instead of it going to illegal aliens. You are not helping them fill out any documentation. You're not giving them a place to live. You're not going out and helping the homeless in soup kitchens or putting them in your home or trying to figure out ways to get more homeless shelters or mental health and counseling and get them into counseling. No, you're just passing out needles. You're giving them needles. And then after you give them needles, you're going around using a defibrillator to start the hearts of those that have overdosed. Now, how did they overdose? Because you provide them with clean needles. You go around going, well, they're going to do it anyway. Oh, okay, well, by that logic, kids are going to have sex anyways. They may as well start having sex, right the get-go. Because, hey, they're going to do it anyway. May as well start young. Or, hey, kids are going to drink. Let's just soup them up with alcohol right from the beginning, because, hey, they're going to drink anyway. Hey, a kid's probably going to get hurt at one point or another, so let's just slap them around and hurt them now because they're going to get hurt anyway. It's just a dumb logic. If they can't get supplies, they're going to eventually have to either go find supplies, of course, and yes, they may use dirty needles. But eventually that'll stop, because I don't mean this to sound careless, because I hate the thought of someone's child. It tears me up at the thought of someone's child, someone's parent, someone's family member, someone's friend being on the streets. I don't find it funny. I find it absolutely heart-wrenching. But unfortunately, the truth is, if we stop giving out the needles, they either are going to go find clean needles and continue on, or they're going to find dirty needles and unfortunately not continue on, because unfortunately they're going to pass away. Or they're going to get sober, and it's going to be a hard sobriety, and it's going to be tough. But the good news is, if they're sober, they're allowed to stay in shelters. They can actually be in shelters if they're sober. If they're on drugs, they can't stay in shelters. So the liberals think, well, not just liberals, whomever it is, people think, well, I'm just going to give them these things. And I get that you're trying to come, because I've been a parent, and part of me as a parent was like, when they got to be teenagers, when my sons became teenagers, part of me said, well, I know they're out drinking. And I really don't want that. I don't want them to be unsafe. I want to be able to watch them. So maybe if I provide them alcohol, since I know they're going to do it anyway, at least they're staying home. At least they can't drink and drive. At least they can't, drink too much. You get that mentality. I didn't do that as a parent, but I thought about it many times. I did. I admit it. I ended up not doing it because I was just like, I just don't want to promote that behavior, and addicts run in my family, and I don't want to, promote that. And I just think I get where people are coming from, but it's a vicious cycle, and it really starts with mental health. Mental health. We need right from the get-go access to that. Not because we need to start diagnosing everybody with everything. In my opinion, we get way too overboard with everybody has a thing. Everybody has a thing. We're all sick. And that again is big pharma. Big pharma wants to keep us sick because it's big money. Big pharma, big money. So of course, they're constantly promoting drugs. And if you see the side effects of those drugs, it always kills me when you see this depression, a drug for depression. Always a side effect. for a drug that you're taking for depression which makes you have suicidal thoughts sometimes. And one of the biggest side effects for almost every single antidepressant is suicidal thoughts. And there's actually been commercials about taking a depression medication and then them going, if this isn't quite enough for you, if you just need a little bit more because it's doing something for you, it's kind of doing something for you, but it's not 100%. Here's another drug you can take with your antidepressant. Here's another antidepressant. So now you're taking 2 antidepressants instead of, going out and being in nature. I'm not saying that people that take antidepressants don't need them. I understand that sometimes exercising, going out in nature, reading, being around family, friends, whatever, doesn't always do the trick. I'm not saying that anybody taking medication is a bad person or is wrong or anything like that. I'm just saying that sometimes people's very first thing is to go right to medication. And I think there are a ton of natural ways. Natural herbs. I think there are many natural herbs and teas and things you can take. I think those natural teas and herbs do not give you all of these side effects, especially not suicidal thoughts. There are so many herbs out there, cultures since the dawning of time have used medicinal things. We didn't have big pharma, so we used nature. Nature was the healing source. And sure, there are people that still got sick, but that was also because people didn't know how to, there weren't like refrigerators and, people didn't, things got spoiled easily and stuff like that. So, but anyway, and then there's also exercise and just being outside in nature and doing things that you love, having hobbies, listening to music. All of these things can also help. And my point is, it just seems like now everybody is ticked off all the time. The left seems to be never ending pissed. And it's frustrating because it's like if the countries that you are pissed for, you don't get to be offended for someone. That just drives me crazy. I can't tell you how many men have told me that I have no business feeling threatened by another man in my bathroom. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. You don't get to have, you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm literally not going to listen to it. It means nothing to me. I'm sorry, it doesn't, because it doesn't affect you. You're not the one dealing with it. If you aren't dealing with it, don't fucking tell me, who is dealing with it, how to feel. Don't tell me as a woman how to feel when yet again, round 799 of men trying desperately to dominate us. I'm not a feminist at all. I love men. And I can't stand it when women are like, I can do every single thing a man can do. Maybe you probably can. But we're designed to be different. I don't think that we are equal, as in our bodies are different and we are capable of different things. And yes, there is an exception to every rule. Ugh. Yes, but if you are a firefighter and you are a female firefighter, you better take every single effing test and all the physical tests, the exact same physical tests in the Navy SEALs, in the military, in the police department, in firefighting, because these are lives. You are in charge of people's lives and safety. And you have to be able to carry the same amount of weight and do the same amount of things. Otherwise, you are useless. Just like other men. Men and women both need to be able, in life-threatening types of jobs and stuff, to take the same test. I don't believe in different tests. That's not equality. Don't scream equality and then be like, oh, but I'm a woman and I want to take a different test. Okay, then you don't want equality. So there's that. But I just get tired of these people that sit there and tell other people how to behave when you're not dealing with it. It's like Martha's Vineyard all over again. They were all like, yeah, don't deport anybody. Keep everybody. We need our gardeners. I mean, they would say shit like that. Oh, who is going to do our slave work? Who are we going to get? Let's start the Civil War again. Reenact the Civil War. Let's do it. Not reenact, but I swear that's what they want. They just are. They've been fighting for slavery is what they're fighting for. And then when they are hit with illegal immigrants that they now have to deal with, suddenly they're like, oh, shoot. Our 7,000 square foot mansion just doesn't quite have enough room. It's just Kitty and I. And we just don't have enough room. No, go home. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And I'm so overwhelmingly fed up. I'm so fed up. I'm fed up of the hypocrisy. I'm fed up of the violence. I'm fed up of the just entitled, spoiled brats, the constant depression, the constant screaming, the anger all the time, just angry. And then that breeds anger. Anger breeds more anger, and we need to breed more kindness. We need to breed kindness. And I certainly don't want to spread anger, and I get on these podcasts and I get angry. It's so frustrating. It's just overwhelmingly frustrating. And what we allow is insane. And then when groups of people finally, when people have finally had it, and we are like, we're not going to allow this intolerable behavior anymore, because suddenly it's just okay. I don't know when it just suddenly became okay to spit in cops' faces and then expect fucking nothing to be done. Do you know that spitting is considered assault? I think that's in certain states, but still, you are not allowed to spit in an officer's face. And now we're just like, what? And then when we actually have consequences, we're like, oh my God, you racist, horrible, evil. No, it's just called fucking consequences. And because you never have any, and because you're constantly patted on the back and encouraged to act like a jackass all the time, and then you're all shocked and awed when someone fucking punches you back, you all need to be punched in the face. You know, you sat there and talked about, I would love to punch Trump in the face. We should all punch Trump. You sat there and told a bunch of entitled little fuckers that will blindly follow everything you say and do, and you know it. You know that they will. You're praying that they will. You're hoping that they will because they're your little puppets. And then when they go out and start punching people in their faces, you don't even say stop. You don't even say that's not okay. You say, well, they made you do it. The Republicans made you do it. What the fuck kind of bullshit is that? You encourage and you give power to people that want nothing more than to be violent and have shown violence, have been violent. Assassination of Charlie Kirk, remember that? That was on you. That is your fault, you liberal pieces of crap. You walking garbage people, honestly. I'm not going to apologize for feeling that way because I can't handle how violent and vile you guys are and how much you promote it and crave it. You just sit there and crave it. You fiend for it. You were hoping and praying. Every morning you just wake up going, oh, I need anger. Oh, feed me anger, feed me evil, feed me hate. Oh, I feed off of hate. You are a succubus. You are a dementor. You are just this evil thing that creates chaos and then loves it and then goes, oh, they did it to me. Look what they did. You poke and you poke and you poke and you poke. You are the little Yorkie that pokes at the Malinois and pokes at the Malinois and pokes. And the Malinois gives you constant warning, constantly warning you, stop, brah, quit it. And then finally, the Malinois has had enough and bites you, and then you go whimpering off like the fucking little pussy victim that you are. And it's ridiculous because you're not the victim. You're the pussy, but you're not a victim. Sorry for my language. I really am. I shouldn't say that. It's gross, but God, I don't care if I offend people because this has gotten, when you've turned, like, there's opinions. If people want their opinions, fine. Have your opinions. Honest to God, I don't care. I don't care if you are gay. I don't care if you're trans. I don't care what you identify as. I don't care if you are a liberal. I don't care what in the hell you are, who you are, what you do, who you screw. I could not care less, but you are making me. You go out every morning and scream and shout for 10 years and you won't shut the fuck up. While you're telling me that I care about you. I'm trying to run away from you. I'm trying desperately to turn off the TV and turn off social media and not walk outside and constantly see it. You're shoving it in people's faces and then getting mad when people don't want to look at it and then claiming you don't want attention. How fucked up is that? You're so mental. Every fucking move you make is mentally unstable, and there are facts and statistics that have been going on since the 60s by very, very reliable, very credible, very unbiased research and science has gone into this. And the facts are liberals are mentally unstable by, I think it was 27% more. 27% higher mental instability, depression, and anger in liberals than anyone else. So statistically, you are mentally fucking unstable, and you can never, ever, 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 ever do anything but say, I hate Trump, as drool is coming out. I hate Trump. I hate Trump. What, do you like the color blue? I hate Trump. Oh, do you like Hawaii? I hate Trump. Do you like Oreo cookies? I hate Trump. Okay. Why do you hate Trump? I hate Trump. Can you give me some reasons or some facts as to why you hate Trump? I hate Trump. Okay. Or then there's I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Why don't you want to talk to me? I feel uncomfortable. Why are you uncomfortable? Because you're fucking wrong and you're an idiot and you can't come up with a single example as to you can't ever provide proof. Never do you have proof. Never. You just say, I hate Trump. Trump's a racist. Trump's a fascist. Trump's a bigot. Trump's a Nazi. Those have been your same words, same sentences for 10 years. It has not changed. Go back and rewind everything. Look, has not changed. 10 years. Trump's a Nazi. Trump's a fascist. Trump's a bigot. While Biden was in office, Trump's a Nazi, Trump's a fascist, Trump's a bigot, while Biden was in office. And when you are provided with facts, then it's, I don't want to talk anymore. I don't want to talk anymore. While you guys are sitting there wanting attention, while you're out protesting, while you're out holding signs, screaming in everybody else's face, while they're sitting there being calm, you don't want attention. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I can see how people get confused as to how you don't want attention when you are rocking multicolored hair and you've got gauges in your ear and piercings in your nose and tattoos. And again, I don't give a shit. I love piercings. I love tattoos. I have a million of them. I think colored hair, lovely. I have no problem with it. I'm just saying, I know when I have tattoos on my body, people are going to ask me about them. More often than not, somebody is going to point out, because if I'm wearing a tank top and you can see the tattoos on my back and my arm, I'm going to know that probably someone's going to notice them. I'm not going to be shocked and awed and pissed off when they do, though. You don't get to have multicolored bright hair, a bunch of shit all over your face, a bunch of piercings all over your face and tattoos and go, I don't want attention. I wish everybody would leave me alone. I wish everybody would just leave me alone. No, you fucking don't. No, you don't. You want the attention because either you were starved for attention as a child, you didn't get any attention as a child, or maybe you got so much attention as a child that you just think that you need it all the time now and you can't live without it. I don't know. But don't say you don't want attention, and there's nothing wrong with it. If you want attention, then you go, girl, or you go, dude. You rock it. Get that attention. You get that attention like no one's business, but then shut the fuck up when someone gives it to you. Shut up. You don't have the right to speak for others. You don't have the right to shut everybody else down for their opinions while you demand that everybody listens to yours. You go out of your way to want people to respect you, to listen to you, to call you what you want to be called, to be treated how you want to be treated. You. But you go out of your way to disrespect everybody else. If I get called a cis woman one more fucking time, but are you going to call me a woman? No, you sit there and call me a cis woman while demanding that some dude demands that I call him a woman. Do you see what is wrong with you? You're a guy demanding that I call you a female and allow you to watch me undress because you've suddenly claimed, you make a claim. That's the thing too. By the way, when someone identifies, that's just a fancy word for saying you claim. You're making a claim. Claim is not proof. Claim is not a fact. A claim is not a fact. A claim is not proof. A claim is not a statistic or an evidence. A claim is just someone deciding one day that they're a thing or making an announcement. I can sit here claim that I am the Queen of England. I have her birthday. We share the same birthday. Queen Elizabeth and I have the same birthday. So I can claim that I am her daughter. I can claim that I'm her granddaughter. Great-granddaughter, I suppose. Great. Regardless, I can make many claims. I can claim that a property is mine. I can make a claim that a car is mine. So do we all get to go around making claims now? I just get to go sit in a car of my choice and be like, mine. And they'll be like, no, it's not. No, I claimed that it is. So, yeah, it's mine. I'm claiming that this car is mine. And since we're basing everything on claims now, that's the new rule. So shut up. Honestly, get a life. For the love of God, have a drink. Do drugs. I don't know. Okay, I'm not really encouraging people to do drugs and drink, but do something that makes you happy. Why can't you just be happy for people? You don't live in Iran. And these people in Iran, these women, are so incredibly thankful to no longer be under the thumb of horrific men that torture them. And the people in Venezuela were so happy to no longer be under the thumb of a dictator that starved them. And you can't be happy. You can't stand for our country and say, hey, if anyone supports American citizens and puts American citizens first, stand. Nope. Couldn't do it. They could not do it. Democrats could not do it. They couldn't do it. Just like they could not stand for any of the children that were addressed. The mother of the Ukrainian gal that had her life taken by an illegal immigrant who had a very, very violent record, couldn't stand for her. Her mother was there. They couldn't stand. They're not okay with the Olympic gold medalists. They couldn't get behind and support the Olympic gold medalists in hockey. Instead of them cheering and being grateful and thankful for them and happy for them and celebrating the fact that they just achieved their highest award, their highest honor, they are celebrating. And our president wanted to celebrate that with them. And they wanted to celebrate with the president because they happen to love America and they happen to love our president. And because you don't, somehow they're bad people. Somehow you're not going to support people that just won gold medal and worked their asses off to do so. And you're not going to support them because the president of the United States asked them to do so. So if Biden asked you to come and visit, you would visit Biden, even though most of the country can't stand him. Most of the country think he is a walking idiot. But there's not a single Republican that's going to sit there and boo and hiss and not cheer for a gold medal team that just won gold for our country that is celebrating, no one's going to be pissed at them. No Republican is going to be pissed at them if they stood and took a picture if this happened when Biden was president. But that's the difference. Again, we're talking about good and evil. We're talking about batshit crazy common sense. We're talking about hypocrisy, lies, and crime. And sure, Republicans can be hypocritical because, again, no one's perfect. Republicans have lied, of course. But this, the last 10 years, no, I'm sorry, no Republican has lied like this. The amount of damage the Biden administration has caused and the amount of damage that the left-wing nut jobs have caused in the past 10 years. Oh my God. Terrorists. You are a bunch of disgusting terrorists. And you make excuses after excuse after excuse after excuse as to why it's okay and normal to be terrorists and pedos. You make excuses while it's okay to chop the body parts off of children. Do you know how gross that is? You make excuses and you encourage and you support. You encourage and support kids not talking to their parents, their biological parents. You've taken away parental rights from children when they want to inject themselves with irreversible, damaging hormones. And you encourage it and you don't tell the parents. That is vile. You want them to chop off their body parts. You want to abort children. That is vile. You are not a good person. You are supporting dictators. You are supporting women being raped and abused and have acid poured on them in the Middle East. Because you want Sharia law. You support Sharia law. And you are currently supporting Iran. And you are currently supporting Palestine. And you encourage and support Hamas. And you encourage and support women's rights and safety being taken away. And it's just so gross. It's just so gross. And I'm trying to be a good person. My God, I am trying. I am trying to be a good person. I don't know how to politely tell people when they tell me they want me dead because I believe in our president. I never said that to anybody when I can't stand Biden. Never did I threaten someone or want someone's rights taken away because of their beliefs. Never. Never would I celebrate and rejoice in the death and assassination of a Democrat politician, even if I couldn't stand them. I can't stand pretty much every single Democrat politician. Can't stand them. But I would not rejoice and celebrate in the assassination of any of them. I don't know. This world is just bananas right now. The left is so crazy. And of course they don't want, Joy Behar, Joy Blowhard, Joy Blowjob, the Joyless tries to say that Republicans cheat and that's how we win. What a moronic, incompetent, Republicans cheat to win. This in the middle of all the voter ID fraud going on. Look at all of the information we have about the Democrats cheating on voting, and look at the fact that Biden allowed allowed the borders to be wide open. Biden purposely wanted the borders to be wide open. Why? Why is that? And then they don't want any ID. They don't want anybody to show their ID while voting. Voting is a very, very, very big deal. Certainly a bigger deal than getting into a rated R movie. Certainly a bigger deal than most things. And yet we require ID for absolutely everything. Everything. Everything you need an ID for. And no one has a problem with it. Nobody. Except all of a sudden, Democrats have a problem. All of a sudden, the same time they let a bunch of illegal immigrants in, millions and millions and millions of illegal immigrants in. Proof, fact, not debatable, not an opinion. Not an opinion is a fact that Biden let in millions and millions and millions of illegal aliens while not wanting voter ID. And Joy Blowhard Blowjob says that Republicans won't win because we cheat. While they're sitting there also talking about voters' fraud that the Democrats have committed, among the plethora of other fraudulent activities that the Democrats are into. Did you hear about Nixon? Did you hear about Richard Nixon and Watergate? Did you hear that it ended up being all a hoax because the Democrats, yet again, Democrats strike again. The evil Democrats strike again. And apparently, apparently Nixon knew some stuff. Apparently Nixon caught on to the evil, evil garbage ways of Democrats. They've been that way since the dawning of time. Look into their history, nothing but shadiness. And you don't realize it until you're later and you have a brain, you know. You think you're a Democrat because you buy into the propaganda when you're young. But then when your hormones kick in and things finally start growing and your brain can actually your brain can retain information and stuff and you can actually do your own research, you realize Democrats have always been shady mofos. And now they're sitting here saying that Nixon knew some shit against the Democrats. He found out some stuff against the Democrats, some big old stuff. And all of a sudden, boom, Watergate. Well, now they're saying Watergate was a big old hoax because the Democrats were trying to do the whole eye off the ball thing. Russian collusion, anyone? Remember the whole Russian collusion hoax? Because why? Democrats always start shit when it's eye off the ball. When people are starting to sniff out how shady they are, when they're like, I'm smelling some bacon somewhere. I'm smelling it. I'm smelling something. It smells fishy. That's what it is. Not bacon. It's fishy. I smell the fish. We know that stink is a Democrat. We know that stink means they're up to no good. They're trying to get the eye off the ball. They're like, oh, look over here. Don't mind the constant billions of dollars of fraud. Don't mind the billions of dollars we're taking from you. Don't mind the Civil War. Don't mind the KKK. Don't mind the fact that we still want slaves and we constantly talk about slaves and wanting people to stay here because we don't want to do that job for slave labor in the hot sun. So keep them here for slave labor in the hot sun. It's just, and then the voters, they need the votes. Let's be real. Democrats want the votes, and Democrats can't have the votes without illegal aliens. And illegal aliens don't have ID unless now they're going to start making fraudulent ID. Now the rate of fake ID is going to go through the roof. You watch. Tons of people are going to be making fake IDs now. But it's just gross. I tried to keep Democrats out of it. I tried to just say people. This goes to Republicans. I always say I don't think Republicans are perfect. Republicans are also usually up to no good because politicians are up to no good. Most politicians, I don't think that Trump is. I really don't. But most politicians, I think they start out not wanting to do anything bad. They start out having the heart and they're like, yay, and they're young and they want to do good, and then they get corrupted. But I don't think that Republicans or anybody, again, I'll say this, I've said it a million times, no one's perfect, Republican, Democrat, no matter what your race is, gender, affiliation with sex and religion, doesn't matter. There's always assholes. Assholes are diverse. Assholes are diverse. Libby, that's one thing we can count on. Hate is universal. So we need love to be stronger. We need peace to be stronger. And I'm not helping when I get on here yelling and screaming. I'm not going to make an excuse because I said I hate it when people make excuses. There isn't excuses. I get fired up like everybody else, you know. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not going to apologize for it, though, because I'm not sorry, and I don't apologize for things I'm not sorry for. I should be sorry. I wish I were sorry. I'm not. I stand by what I say. And again, that's why this podcast is not for everybody. I'm going to offend the crap out of a lot of people. But that's why you have choices, right? I believe in choices. I believe everybody has the right to feel how they want to feel. That's why I'm sick and tired of people trying to shove their feelings and beliefs down my throat and telling me I don't have the right to mine and wanting to unalive me for it. Sorry, I get a little fired up. I have the right to be fired up when people tell me, good, I'm glad your mom died because you don't believe in vaccinations. My mom was vaccinated. I don't. And people are telling me, good, I'm glad your mom died. Over and over, many people, not just once. I hope you die because you're a Trump supporter. Shit like that is said to me all the time, and I turn the other cheek constantly. So again, don't be that barking yappy dog that picks fights with a big old Malinois, because it isn't going to fucking go well with you, Iran. I'm talking to you. Nicholas Maduro, whatever, I'm talking to you. Shut the fuck up. You all can talk shit about America. All these yappy little countries can talk shit about America all you want. Fine. Don't like America. Don't move here then. No one's asking you to move here. No one's inviting you to fucking move here. Don't move here if you don't like us. But then don't turn around and say, oh, I hate you, but can we have your military help? Because we just started a fight with a bigger dog. We started a fight with a country that's much bigger than us. And, yeah. No. Fend for yourself. Maybe don't start shit with other people. And if you need help and you need money, maybe learn to budget. Maybe don't be a socialist and you'd have some fucking money. Maybe don't be a communist and maybe you'd have more money. How is it working out for you? Don't sit there and hate on us and then ask for our money and our protection. Don't hate on us and talk about how you want to see our country and how you want to live here and then move here and hate on us. Shut up. Go back to your yappy country, because there's not a fucking country out there that's perfect. Poland is doing awesome. Shout out to Poland. They're kicking ass. You want to know why? Who is he patterning his country after, guys? Raise your hand out there, everybody who's listening. Raise your hand. I forget his name and I feel horrible. But the Prime Minister of Poland, forgot his name. He's awesome. How is he running his country? I want everybody to ask themselves that. How is Poland running their country? Is it like China? Is it like Russia? Is it like Venezuela? Is it like Iran? Is it like Canada? Is it like France? Is it like Australia? No, and no. Is it like America? Is it like Trump? Yeah! Ding, 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 ding. How is it doing? Fucking awesome. So suck it, everybody. Suck it. We're a gigantic country, and people are going to go, well, Sweden's doing great. Great. They're also the size of fucking nothing. They're a bleep on our country. I mean, I love the Swedes. I'm Swedish. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying that what works for a teeny tiny little country like Sweden, like Norway, like France, like Germany, cannot work for a gigantic country like America. We're huge. Do people not realize how big of a country we are? We have states that are bigger than a lot of countries. One of our states, just one, and we have many like this, Texas, Alaska, okay, just to name just two, are states that are larger than a lot of European countries. So it just drives me crazy when people think that socialism can work. And again, it's been proven to fail unless maybe you're in a smaller country. But ask people, if you ask Canada, I've spoken to Canadian people. I was in Las Vegas and I was shocked at how many Canadians I talked to. And every single fucking one of them is trying to move to America or trying desperately to cling on to everything they have because they've all told me it is beyond expensive. So expensive, they have to have roommates. They have to have so many people living with them. They have to have, because all of their money goes into the stuff that everybody claims is free. Free is not free, people. Free comes from somebody. No such thing as free. They just pay huge amount of taxes. Gigantic amount in taxes. And anything left over is what they have to pay their bills with, and it's nothing. It's like 40%, 30%. So you can sit there and go, well, Canada has healthcare. Ask them how long it takes to get to a doctor if they got to choose their doctor, how long it takes them to get in and get services unless they go to the ER or urgent care. But to get into their own doctor, did they get to choose that doctor? Does that doctor see them for longer than 10 minutes, or do they herd them in and out like cattle and not even talk to them? And not even sit with them? Are they getting good health care? Is it good health care? Or is it just shitty health care that everybody has? Everybody just has shit health care. You see what I'm saying? There's always going to be someone that's hurt. There's always going to be someone that's left out. We can't help everybody. We can't get rid of all hate. We cannot make everybody have everything. That is just not life. You have to actually fucking move your ass and get it for yourself. Learn to be self-sufficient. My God, if you have to suck your thumb and have your blankie and scream and yell, you're not an adult, and yet you want people to treat you like an adult. And if you're not saying intellectual things, don't expect people to treat you like an intellect. It goes both ways. Pull your head out of your own ass. Look around. There's other people on this planet. You might want to hear what they have to say. You might want to have a conversation with people from Venezuela, from Iran, from Israel, from Africa, from South Africa, from different countries. The actual people there, not on fucking social media. Do you remember what, having a conversation in front of somebody is like? Talking to a human, because you're all big and bad behind your computers. I'll say all of this to your face. Every single thing I'm saying, I will 100% say to your face, and anyone that's met me knows that that's true. I'm not scared of people. I'm not backing down to people. I'm not intimidated by people. I don't think that people are better than me. I don't think there's people out there that are better. I think that we all have insecurities. We are all better at different things. We all have different things we contribute. We are all contribute different things. We are all good at different things, but I don't think that someone is better than me. Just like I don't think I'm better than anyone else. I don't put myself, well, that's not true. I do put myself above evil people. I put good people above evil. That I do. But, I will say this to your face. There's a lot of people that are big and bad because they're behind a computer, because again, these little twerps have been raised behind a computer, so they don't know consequences of getting smacked in the fucking face when you say something to the wrong person. And someone needs to smack them upside the face so they can get used to it and have them slap with reality. Back in my day, you fucking talk to people the way you do right now, and you're going to pick your ass up off the ground. And that's good. I applaud that. Because again, if someone warns you and warns you and warns you, it's called consequences. Don't do it anymore. Just like when you put your hand on a stove and it hurts and you say, ouch, you don't keep fucking doing it, right? Because it hurt. You go, oh, I don't want to put my hand on that anymore. Ouch. But liberals keep going, ouch, 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 ouch. I just can't. I can't. You guys are just idiots. On this day, I hereby declare the crazy left as violent, vile, uneducated, entitled, hypocritical, criminal, lying idiots. Well, it's not on this day. I've said it a lot. I've said it many times. I'm going to keep saying it until it changes. Anyway, you know who's not an idiot? You know who's not vile? People listening to this podcast. Well, I don't know. Maybe you are. Maybe you're an idiot. Maybe you're vile. I don't know. But thank you. You're certainly awesome if you are listening to my podcast after everything I say and you're still listening. Shout out to you. What? Shh. I don't know what that was. I'm not really sure. But anyway, shout out to everybody that's been tuning in. I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tell a friend. Tell a neighbor. Tell everybody. Shout it from the rooftops. The hills are alive with the sound of my podcast. Yes. Did you think you're going to get away without me singing? No. Anyway, please, though, tell a friend. Honestly, I need more listeners. I do. And please check out my YouTube. Please, pretty please, with sugar on top. And my TikTok and all of that. And so what else? I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you continue to have a fabulous day, a fabulous week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time.